Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with a book haul. Back in January, I paid a visit to the Find, which is an antique store in Pilesgrove, New Jersey. It's in the southwestern corner of the state, over by Woodstown. And the Find primarily sells antique furniture and other trinket things. It has a little Wiccan section as well. But they also have a decent amount of books, and I took advantage of checking out what they had, and I got a few things for myself, so I thought I'd show you what I got. The first few books that I got are comics. They are the Spiderman Collectible series. I got the Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 15, The Vulture's Return. I got Volume 22, Never Has Anyone Fought Such Merciless Foes as the Enforcers. And Volume 23, featuring the long-awaited return of Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock is my favorite Spider-Man villain. I think that he is very well fleshed out and cynically and eccentrically evil, which really makes for a good villain in any comic book series. Next one that I got is The Innocents Abroad by Mark Twain. This is part of his complete works collection. And I'd like to get into Mark Twain when I have the opportunity. I read some of his works in high school, and I've read bits and pieces of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, and I'm definitely inclined to look into him a bit more, and this may be an interesting place to look. Next book that I got is Junkie by William S. Burroughs. This is the 50th anniversary definitive edition. Most people are familiar with The Naked Lunch when they think about Burroughs, but Junkie is his very first novel that follows a character that's very similar to Burroughs in that he is a misfit to society, and he is a heroin addict and a homosexual. And it's very reflective of Burroughs himself, and it chronicles his own experiences in the fictional format. Similar to Kerouac and what he did with his books, particularly On the Road. But I'm definitely interested in checking out more of what the Beats movement had to offer. I was familiar with Ginsberg as it was, and we went over, and I finished reading On the Road by Jack Kerouac a few weeks ago, so this may be where I begin with Burroughs. It may be a bit more standard to start with The Naked Lunch, but I like to do things my way. And the last book that I got, that I'm going to be talking about, is Hail to the Candidate, Presidential Campaigns from Banners to Broadcasts by Keith Melder. And this gives us information of all of the campaigns up until the 80s. I think the last one that they mention is Reagan and Mondale from 1984, but in the back they do make mention to Bush and Dukakis from 1988. And I'm definitely interested to look into each of the campaigns and get a greater sense of what they were like, because in this day and age we see how vicious the campaigns get. But in actuality, presidential campaigns have always been vicious in their own way. They've been dirty, grimy, sleazy, you name it. There's all is fair when it comes to love, war, and running for office, too. So this is what I got while I was at the Find. It's always interesting to see what antique stores and places that run on selling anything and everything have to offer. In many cases, it happens to be books, whether it be an antique store, a flea market, a garage sale or a yard sale, a consignment shop, any of that. It's just, you never know what you're going to get, and some places are better than others. I prefer the ones that either concentrate on books, incorporate books, or have books, as opposed to places that do clothes and household appliances. But there's definitely going to be plenty of more book hauls when I make visits to plenty of other bookstores. I have a lot of them in mind. I'm hoping to take some field trips, whether it be with one gladiator, multiple gladiators, or just people that I know, or friends, or just friends or family. And I'll be sure to let you know what I get when I make visits to each. Be sure to join us next time on the Literary Gladiators channel. And for now, and as always, I encourage you to keep reading.